Okay, so I'm recording. So step 0, how many stars are there? 1, right? Okay, and we'll finish this part out. Okay, for step 1, how many stars? 3. And step 2, how many stars? 5, right? 5. Okay, and then how many stars are in step 3? 7. Okay, and so it's progressing by 1 vertically, 1 horizontally, right? That's the pattern. Okay, so 7. So it'll be star. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So it's 4 vertical, 4 horizontal, but that origin one is kind of gets counted twice, so that's why, right? Okay. All right. So what's the expanded? Okay, this is because it's step 0, or because this is where some of you guys get confused, but some of you will always want to go to 0, and I get that, because you guys want the y-intercept because we're doing, because this is a linear pattern, so it's slope-intercept form. But your initial term is the first one given to you. So it could have been step 5, but it doesn't matter. Whatever one's given first, that's your initial term. So this is my initial term. And that is f of 0 equals 1. So we start writing in function notation. And you'll remember, by the time you guys test off of this, you've seen it so much that you just get comfortable with the writing of it, okay? And then the expression, okay, it might look weird right now, but once I start getting down to the third one, it's kind of like what you do in your head mathematically. Okay, it's just since it's the first step or the 0 step, you just write a 1 here. Just put a 1. Because obviously on this one, we're going to keep adding what's happening. Okay, all right, so if I grab a marker, from step 0 to step 1, how many stars were added? 2, because it was 1 vertically, 1 horizontally, right? And so same, as I went from step 1 to step 2 and step 2 to step 3, there was 1 star added vertically and horizontally, right? Okay, so, keep going. Okay, so function notation, f of 1 is equal to, yes, it's equal to 3, but if you look at the first or the prior term, if this is the first term, go back to the 0 term, that's 1 star, but then 2 stars were added, and that's how I got the 3, because that was the growth. So then expression 1 plus 2, and that's how I got the 3, right? And I can put it over here. Okay, so then f of 2, the second step, we'll look at your prior step, right? So if I want to see what f of 2, how many stars there are, look at f of 1, and I got 3 stars, but again, the growth is 2 stars, and so I just have to look at the prior term or the prior drawing, add the growth of 2 stars, and there's my 5. And so if you think about it, it's 1 plus 2 plus 2, and that's how I'm getting the 5. That's what recursive is. Okay, so like when you guys first got your packets and you had to look at the B part, that's recursive. If you want to know the next term, is it something you're looking? Oh, it's under your backpack. Is it orange? Here, pick up your backpack. You're welcome. So that's what recursive is, okay? So then if you want f of 3, it's the 5th term, the second term, which had 5. You're going to add your growth, and you get the 7, and that's why it's 2 plus 2 plus 2, and that's how you're getting the 7. Okay, so this is what you end up writing recursively or explicitly, is f of n, the expression is f of n minus 1 plus 2, because the plus 2 is the constant growth, and if you ever want to know a term, just look at the prior term and add 2 stars. Now, if you want it explicitly, my slope is 2. What's my y-intercept, right? Well, let me wait. I'm going to kind of write over here, though, just so that you can kind of, because this is not enough space. The explicit is, but. Okay, so look, this is linear, right? Linear is y equal mx plus b. If my constant growth is 2, 2, 2, 2, isn't that my m? Yeah? Okay, so what's my slope-intercept b? Remember, if you want to know your b value, it's wherever the line, when it's at 0, what's the y value? And so the b is positive 1, right? So what's my explicit line? Yes, it's 2x plus 1, but here we're talking about n's. And so, by the way, I don't dock you. If you're writing x's and we're talking about n's because it's always an n, you don't get docked because I know you're programmed from middle school to write x's, but it would be 2n plus 1. I almost put plus 3 for some reason. 2n plus 1. And that's where it's coming from. So this is what you guys don't know. Oh yeah, we'll write it down here. This is explicit. This ends up being recursive. And that's what you guys keep having to express. Oh, the prior term. So see how on the 7th term, I grabbed, right, I'm sorry, not the 7th term, the 3rd term, I looked at the 2nd term here, and that's where I went. 5 plus the growth gave me 7. The 3rd term plus 2 gave the 5th. This is the term prior. So if you want the 4th term, look at the 3rd term. If you want the 3rd term, look at the 2nd term. Yeah, okay. Okay, let me pause the video just because it kind of gets a little long. Yeah. Yeah, so let me just pause it and then we'll pick up the bottom part. But if you're on the graphing part, do not connect the dots. Okay, so if you're moving ahead, do not connect them. Because you don't have half a star or a quarter star or like just a one leg star. Keep it to just the dots, okay?